Welcome, everyone, to Constructed Chaos, where we run our D&D live stream every single Wednesday and also Monday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Mondays are when we run our Chat Plays D&D streams, and that is the day that it is right now. It's Monday, today. So if you guys haven't already, make sure to type !roleplay in the chat to opt in to our Chat Plays D&D system. If you haven't been here before, basically that system, whenever it's called upon, will select random users that have opted in to pilot our characters for tonight. You'll pilot for a brief while before you're cycled out for someone else. Make sure you stay active in chat. It'll only select you if you've typed within the last 5 minutes or so, to make sure that we're not picking somebody that may have been clicked off of the stream for a little bit. And also, if you want to skip the lines, just make sure you have at least 400 chaos points saved up, and you'll skip ahead of everyone else. It'll select you before anyone. All that said, we have a lot of things to get through tonight, so I want to start off by showing off our fighter beard oil from Tabletop Beard. This one smells like smoked oud and steel. If you want to be a super cool fighter with a super cool beard, head over to Tabletop Beard's website. The link is in the description below, and you can use code CHAOS20 for 20% off at checkout. You can also check out this comment from our last Chat Plays D&D stream. This one comes from Dog, the Backward God. He asked, can participation be done on YouTube? And the answer, of course, is yes. I answered in a comment there, but I wanted to also take this opportunity to let you guys know, once you are selected to play a character, you can use the !roll and !say commands to both roll dice as your character and speak as your character. It'll convert your text to speech so that everyone can hear you in the character's accent, or at least as close as I can get it dialed in. As always, we do have some new bells and whistles for this stream, including the implementation that I promised last time, where you can actually roll a character's skills, attack rolls, and saving throws, with it automatically factoring in your abilities, your modifiers, all that good stuff. You can even roll with advantage. Simply type !roll and the skill or attack you'd like to roll. We'll go over the specifics as we get there, but it should be a lot easier than typing in a full dice equation every single time. Before I forget, do also check out our friends over at Darkport. They stream on Tuesdays, so they'll be streaming tomorrow. Their link is also in the description if you want even more amazing D&D for every weeknight. I think that's just about everything. I think that's everything. I don't think I've forgotten anything. So it's time to roll that beautiful bean footage. I had to step in for Morgan tonight.
The soft churn of the upwell ripples behind you, its watery light flickering across the shelves of relics and ruin. The chamber smells of brine and old stone. Fathom lingers in the gloom, half-shadowed and fully unreadable. You still feel her presence in your head, each doubt, each flicker of hesitation, seen by her mind's eye. Her offer coils around your thoughts. Betray your patron and earn favor with the depths, or resist and become their enemy. Somewhere above, the surface world carries on, ignorant of the ancient forces shifting unseen. But down here, in the cold light of the unknown, your choice might shape their future, and the future of Nerethys itself.
Welcome back, everyone. So now that chat has seen the intro, and that's where that phrase ends, we can start selecting the characters, or the pilots for these characters, starting with Yancifer, the Shadow Sorcerer. Let's see who's going to be piloting Yancifer tonight. XIVM will be starting things off as Yancifer, our halfling Shadow Sorcerer. Now, Valen aka Muscle Mommy, the wild magic barbarian of the group, will be piloted by Odd the Bard. Good to play D&D with you a second time this week, friend. And finally, last but certainly not least, Naragith, the Goliath Paladin, will be piloted by Russell Mooney. I almost said Muscle Mommy because I saw that pop up in the chat. But Russell Mooney will be starting off as Naragith tonight as we settle back in and rejoin our adventurers as they have been speaking with a very mysterious individual who has introduced herself as Fathom within the Depths hideout that you have been sent in search of by your patron. She watches you in silence, those silver-ringed eyes reflecting the slow churn of the upwell behind you. The moment stretches until she breaks it with her emotionless voice. So, will you work with us? Or continue to swim against the current? She waits for your reply, as well as any other burning questions that you may have. You need only speak it using the say command. I suppose it's important for me to have these on. I completely forgot. Hopefully I didn't miss anyone. But yeah, what are you all doing as Fathom is waiting on bated breath for your answer to this question, this all-important question? Grab aluminum foil. Well, we've seen in other campaigns that may work to foil her psionic prowess, but no such luck tonight. Andres, you haven't missed anything. This is right at the beginning of the session, so welcome in, friend. Glad to have you.
What's in it for us? All you can eat tuna fish?
What's in it for you is the promise of truth. That is what we seek here at the Depths, among other things. If you seek the truth, the real truth, you will join us and you will bring this traitor to justice. Our justice. Definitely seems like a healthy amount of skepticism within your ranks here as Fathom continues to look across all of you. You feel something out of place in your minds. Every once in a while, an echo lingers just a bit too long. The drip of water almost feels like it's setting into the center of your mind, where she presses and scans for your surface thoughts. Do you have any other questions? Perhaps ones with merit. Throw an axe at her. I don't trust her. Rage, wild magic surge, and throw axe. I know where Andres' head is at. We'll see if that gets played into these characters, or if they will stay silent and go along with this diabolical plan to turn on their original patron and do a little work for the Depths instead. Does anyone else have anything to say?
What's the truth worth to the likes of us? Can we eat the truth?
The truth can sustain your mind. Of course, you will still need to eat nourishment to supplement your body. You must not be very bright if you have such a primitive question. Your mind seems to be on a single track. She sort of presses into Valen's surface level thoughts and maybe just gets that she's hungry. maybe lost her rations in the inner bridge of Nerethys, not sure what she's going to eat for dinner now. The all-important question. Welcome in, Darth Melkor. You haven't missed much, buddy. All good.
I can't say for sure I've liked how you handle your business so far.
And how exactly would you define that? How would you describe our handling of business so far?
Not very bright, says the lady in the dark.
While your insult does sting with a slight ring of truth, I'm afraid you miss a deeper meaning. Some secrets are too important to be brought to light. At least, not for all. You're just going to take that standing up. She kind of looks across the group, and she does definitely see a few of you continuing to fiddle with the belongings that you picked up before. Or if you've stowed them into a pack, she certainly eyes that particular bag. I believe Valen actually carries the items that they came across within this chamber before Fathom entered. So, what will you do?
And who are you to decide what secrets should be hidden?
I am Fathom. We are the depths, and I assure you, the secrets we carry are our namesake. They belong to us. We should decide who else gets to enjoy them. What do y'all think? Andres is putting up some hard resistance in the chat. Russell, we haven't heard from Nargith. He's brooding over there. XIVM Yansfer also has been pretty silent in all this. She's joined in a bit, but nothing too extremely outside of the ordinary. Oh no, I see. Nargith joined in. What does Yansfer think, I wonder? As in the case of all D&D, there is no wrong answer here. Only the way you choose forward. Who knows where either path will take you? You side with the depths, or continue working for the mysterious patron whose face you have yet to see. As a reminder, Odd the Bard, aka Valen, did allude to this a bit earlier. Or perhaps it was Nargith. I can't remember. Yeah, it was Nargith. You all did witness a Depths assassin attempt to take out somebody that you were working with. And it appeared that they were doing it with cold eyes. Cold intentions. I shall take your silence as acquiescence, then. And Fathom begins to...
I would like to ask the shell if we can trust her.
So, the shell that you have does allow you to ask a question and potentially have it answered by some voice that is trapped within. But it is once per day use, and it has already been used last session. So you'll have to wait to see if you can ask it again. Perhaps you take out the shell and even offer a whisper, and as Fathom sort of glances towards you, your intentions ripple true. At least for now. But before we speak further, you must return what was taken. Knowledge and power must be protected where it can be safeguarded. XIVM, we don't have a lag on our end, so if you've got a little bit of lag on your end, make sure you hit the actual live button at the bottom of the stream. That'll get you within a few seconds of me actually saying something, hopefully. So now that she has requested you return...
Don't like rummaging in our minds. Remove yourself from our heads before we make our decision.
Make a persuasion check as Valen. So you'll actually type !roll persuasion. And that should add all of your modifiers, do all of the things, and even tell you in chat what the dice rolled and what your modifier was. Welcome in, Cajun Crate. Glad to see you have opted in. Yay, it's working! Love that. So, very nice roll. Even with the -1, I'll need to change that little bit of math on the roll. But still, she does take a moment to step back. I suppose if I am asking you to return our things, the very least I can do in return is to give back your thoughts. Very well. They are your own. I will trust the words you speak instead. So, are we siding with the depths? I have heard no sure answer here. Are we siding with the depths or staying with the mysterious patron? Very curious indeed, chat. Yeah. Thank goodness for that 16. Your thoughts would have been out in the open otherwise. Saft, all caps, don't. Chat's general consensus...
What proof can you offer that we should even trust you?
Proof that I should offer you is the mere fact that you are here at all. We have much power throughout the city. I could have had you ended before you had arrived, and yet chose not to. For I choose the path of peace. It appears your patron, whoever they are, does not. Need money, we'll get that bread. Yeah. Hard choice here. She is... Ooh, peace is a lie, Jason says. I like that. It's a fantastic, short but sweet quote. We need the dough. I'm a big fan of bread. While Mo is out of town, maybe I'll order some really good food after this. Definitely hard to pick a side here. But I think chat's general consensus seems to be sticking with the patron that hired you. Now the question is, you reveal
I will
those
collect
thoughts
her
to Fathom.
items and from my bag and put them on the table. What would you have us do? Kill the person that just hired us? And what are you offering besides the truth?
You place them on the table. I would simply have you return this wayward individual. Whether they breathe or not when they arrive, I do not care. When they do arrive, however, they will not be breathing for long. Besides the truth, I suppose I offer a promise of safety. My goodwill, of course, has shown itself here in this very chamber, the center for our plotting. I have not attacked you. I will continue to offer that good grace unto you. And Russell, it looks like your say command got eaten up there, but you claimed to choose.
You claim to choose peace, yet you've threatened us and the one who sent us here.
Peace is sometimes necessary to be fought for. Is it not your patron who sent you here to kill me, to do unspeakable harms? Perhaps I am simply being intolerant of intolerance. It is a common fallacy, you see. Target bread. Everybody wants the bread. So, I am growing tired of waiting. I will give you but moments more to decide before I take your endless...
Light, we will go get your mysterious patron, but we will need some proof that we completed the job. We need a false token of the completed job.
Okay. So you're lying to them, saying that you'll go and get the mysterious patron, but your intention is to bring back proof that they are dead. Make a deception check for me. And similar to your last roll, you can do !roll deception. And it should add all your stuff. Always with the social game here. The bard and chat. I will take your silence for disapproval, should it linger any longer. I've grown tired.
Why
of your
isn't Yancey
ceaseless
doing these
questions.
roles?
It's hard to say, but you are currently piloting Valen, so you got to jump in here, do the thing. You rolled pretty well before. Let's see what this deception could get you. Oh no, XIVM is having issues? XIVM, let us know if you're still having any issues. If you are, I'll cycle you out without and I'll add your points back somehow. But as Valen posits this lie towards Fathom, you come to see that she has grown quite adept at reading people, even without her mind-reading powers. And so, as she looks deep into your eyes, she senses your doubt. She senses your false intentions. Fathom raises her hand with an eerie calm. Droplets of water scatter from the stone around her, suspended in mid-air and spiraling onward as if caught in an unseen tide. Her voice echoes again in your mind. As I said, some truths are too dangerous to be brought to the surface, and some must be drowned. Everyone, roll for initiative. We'll start with XIVM piloting Yancifer. You can now type !roll initiative, and that will roll your initiative for you with the modifiers and everything. It's the only one I didn't test before stream, so don't kill me if it doesn't work. But while you do that, I'm going to get things set up, because I wasn't sure exactly how that was going to go. had ideas. There was a potential for something different to occur based on all your ceaseless questioning, as she so put it. Let's see. XIVM, nice. Good roll. A 13 on Yancifer's initiative here. Let's go ahead and move to Russell Mooney. Sorry, is that Cajun Crate? Cajun Crate is now piloting Valen. Type exclamation point roll initiative, and that'll roll your initiative for you. So proud of these new little upgrades. Just type exclamation point roll initiative. It is tricky to spell, so make sure you get that one right. Uh-oh. It's just got to be initiative, just the no S at the end. So it didn't detect that input correctly. Oh, and I'm seeing Odd apparently rolled his initiative already for 16. I see. I missed it. So don't worry, Cajun Crate. I'll factor that in. And finally, Russell Mooney piloting Nargith. Roll your initiative for me using the new updated feature of chat. Ooh, okay. That's going to be a rough one, but that's all right. We can recover. I'm confident. And Valen. Got it. Okay. Let me set our mood lighting for everyone. There we go. Nice and blue, as I imagine Fathom enjoys it most. I'll have all of you roundabout here. I'll do a show of good faith and put the barbarian front and center since they were doing most of the talking there. And we'll have Fathom here. All right, so as we begin, first in initiative is going to be Valen, piloted by Cajun Crate. So let us know, Cajun Crate, what Valen is going to be doing. Use the say command to let us know how Valen wants to proceed. I do believe they have a rage left, if they would like to spring directly into action. And I also believe that you are only 5 feet away from this individual, so you can get within range pretty easily. Multiple rages left, it looks like. Not too shabby. Does Valen still have the items she swiped, or are they still on the table? Currently, they're on the table. Now, you do get a free interaction in 2024 D&D as well as 5e, I'm pretty sure. So, on your turn, you could pretty easily pick up both of those items that you set down. The books, of course, are also there. I'd say you'd be able to scoop up everything into your pack in one fell swoop. I'm not going to be too on the nose about that. I'm just so excited that these new features are rolling. I do need to add in some error commands so that if something gets typed wrong, it doesn't look funky. But we're getting there. Next step is maybe to add weapons doing automatic damage. That might be
Muscle
fun.
Mommy scream in rage as chaos magic crackles around her. She draws her weapons and attacks.
Okay. Now, I will remember this time, as you enter your rage, we do have to roll on the wild surge table. So type exclamation point roll D8, and we will discover what sort of crazy effect now spews out from the magic of Valen. Muscle Mommy. Looks like a 5. I think I remember this one. I think it's a good one. Whenever a creature hits you with an attack roll before your rage ends, that creature takes 1d6 force damage as magic lashes out in retribution. That's really, really good. Man, that might actually be the best one on this list for a barbarian. Great roll as you see a bit of your own psionic force begin to ripple across your body, this sort of pale blue energy in the atmosphere gathered and encircling you. You now rush forward, I believe you said, and make an attack on Fathom. So, as a barbarian, you're making attacks with strength. Ooh, you just rolled your attack? Oh, yeah, reckless attack. So that was your D20. Now, before we roll again, I'll add it this time, but we actually have the attacks working so that it adds automatically for you too. So next time you can just type exclamation point STR attack or strength attack. 2 words, and it'll automatically add in your strength modifier. Same thing for dexterity and charisma, all that good stuff. I should really add some instructions to the description, but it's so much easier to just explain it. As you rush in with a 15, Valen, plus 5 to hit, so that is a non-natural 20. You do indeed hit. Now you'll roll damage, which is going to be 1d8 plus 5 for your Morning Star. That you will have to type in. It's exclamation point roll STR attack, but you've already landed, so now you just got to roll your damage. Exclamation point roll D8 plus 5 is your damage. Let's see what you get. Fathom was maybe not ready for you to be so quick on your feet. She was maybe hoping that you would be a little slower to the draw. Okay. So with an 8, you rush in using your Morning Star, beating it into what looks like a rather frail body. But as you pull back, you realize she is unmoved. Blood now stains the white robes that she wears as it intermingles with the saturated water within. It drains down, but she simply looks at you with hollow eyes and a bit of scorn. Let's see. That brings her down by that much. And if that is all you're doing on your turn, I believe you would be able to move, but you may not want to. We will move on to her turn. And as Fathom looks towards you, that actually hurt a little bit. And she brings a hand up. Water forms into a spectral tentacle that whips out at you. Let's see. I need you... No, sorry. It's an attack roll from her. And it's disadvantage, thank goodness, because your weapon does have the sap mastery. That is a 17 to hit, which will unfortunately hit you, Valen, dealing 11 points of force damage plus 3 points of cold damage. Now, as a barbarian, I believe when you rage... Double check this. What are you resistant to? I'm trying to remember. Just bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. Okay. So as that attack hits you, you are going to take 14 points of damage. Bringing you down to just 16 points of damage remaining. Small hit point total. However, as this attack connects with you, a bit of that
Silvery
psychic
barbs.
force... Ooh, silvery barbs, you say. Coming from Yancifer. All right, she's going to re-roll. That is going to be a 16 instead, which does still hit. But Yancifer, I'll mark off your spell slot here. That silvery barbs has now been used. It's one less spell slot for Fathom to worry about. As this attack does connect with Valen, a bit of that psychic energy is going to spill off and now connect with Fathom. Cajun Crate, I need you to roll a D6 to see how much damage you do. So exclamation point roll D6 to see how much your psychic energy affects Fathom. Force energy. That's right. So exclamation point roll D6 to determine how much damage Fathom is going to take on this initial attack. Only 1, but damage is damage. And as that bit of force damage spills out across her, she is hardly assuaged as she now makes a second attack on you, Valen. Once again at advantage because you reckless attacked. Oh, that other one would have been a straight roll. Doesn't matter. That is going to be a 21 to hit. And of course, that will also hit, dealing you yet another 14 points of damage, bringing the barbarian down to just 2 hit points remaining. Already, we are looking to be in dire straits as she drives you to a knee, that watery tentacle wrapping around you and crawling up towards your mouth. You see the slightest hint of a smile curl across Fathom's lips as she raises her hand once again, the water flowing away from her. You suddenly feel as if, all of you, feel as if you are wading through a shallow pool. Your movements are slow. It's harder to reach her. I need all of you to make a wisdom saving throw. Now, before you roll, our new roller does handle this as well. We'll take it one at a time. So, Yancifer, type exclamation point roll, whiz save. And that should do the rest for you. Exclamation point roll, whiz save. We shall see if you're able to resist these foul machinations. A 7. Ooh. So we will move on now to Valen. I will have you type exclamation point roll, whiz save. All right, +0 modifier, but a 17 on the die is looking pretty strong here. Naragith, I will now have you roll your whiz save. See if you can resist the power of Fathom, unleashed, untethered. 21! 19 on the die, +2. Very nice roll. Unfortunately, Yancifer, you do fail. And so you are now frightened until the start of Fathom's next turn, or until you take damage. So we're going to drop frightened on Yancifer so we can remember that. I already have enough to play around with. As Valen, you struggle against this watery tentacle just in front of Fathom. She cocks her head at you. You're braver than I thought. No matter. It will not serve you well as you drown. We now move to Yancifer's turn. You are frightened, and the source of your fright is within sight. XIVM, let me know in chat what you would like to do as Yancifer. You are currently still a shark person from your alter self spell. Important to recall. Andre says the fire giants and gods are not amused. If they could see down here, they would be so upset. No one will hear you here. Evil laugh. Had to throw one in there, you know.
Cast
Channeling my
magic
inner
missile.
Fathom.
LVL2.
Ooh, casting magic missile at level 2. All right, so that is your last second level spell slot that does auto hit. So go ahead and roll 4d4 plus 4. Exclamation point roll 4d4 plus 4 to see how much damage Fathom is going to take from this attack. As dark, searing streaks peel off from around your body in your outstretched hand, now sizzling and writhing towards... Oh boy. Wonder why that didn't work properly. That's a new problem. Oh, it's because you did 4D plus 4. Roll. Go ahead and type it again, XIVM. It just got confused because it didn't know what D you were rolling. Must have defaulted to 0 and then added 4. So roll once more. Exclamation point roll 4D4 plus 4. There it is. Now we'll get the real damage. 14! That is more like it. Okay. As these dark bolts sear through the chamber, sucking in what little light remains within, they connect with Fathom as she is driven back a touch, only stepping back for a moment before she resettles in her stoic standing position, just looking down upon all of you, re-raising that right hand to continue controlling her magics. Again, you falter needlessly. I can see you shaking. Wouldn't it be easier to just give up? As we now move from Yancifer's turn, you are frightened, and while you are frightened or charmed by Fathom, your speed is halved and you cannot take the dash action. Important note, you are feeling the effects of this more potent frighten effect from Fathom. So let me know if there's anything else you'd like to do. But now we move on to our paladin, Naragith. What would you like to do, Naragith? You are neither persuaded nor frightened of Fathom. You are looking the wrong way, though. There we go. Now we got it. Now she's in sight. What would you like to do, Russell?
I channel Divine Smite and attack Fathom while invoking my Vow of Enmity.
Nice.
I'd also like to channel Fire's Burn into it if I can.
I believe you can. I know you did it last time. You have one more. Yeah, so you definitely can. I'm going to do Cursed for Vow of Enmity, so I remember. You rush in, carrying your longsword in hand, as light begins to glow around it and then peel off into flame. Go ahead and make an attack roll. It'll be exclamation point roll, STR attack. Yeah, definitely don't want to forget about Sap this time. I'll do my very, very best. Unfortunately, it's not going to take care of the damage for me just yet. Ooh, 6 on the die.
Not the way we roll deep, lady. Maybe if you were a little more understanding of our position.
I'm sorry.
We could have made a deal.
You also have advantage. So go ahead and roll again. I should have reminded you to roll with advantage on that. That's my fault. Roll one more time for me to see if you can beat an 11. I don't want to give away too much, but that certainly does not hit. There it is, a 21, 16 plus 5. As that lands, that attack from your longsword, easy to find purchase in an opponent that is so resigned to sit still. You're going to go ahead and roll your damage. I believe that is exclamation point roll 3d8, because it'll include your smite, plus 1d6, plus 5, I believe. Or is it just 3? Let me double check. No, it says 5 for some reason. Still. I don't know why it says 5 on one and 3 on another. I need to look into that. Silvery Barbs only lasts for a single ability check, so Fathom is not still under the effects of Silvery Barbs. 21 points of damage. Very nice roll. As you bring your longsword into Fathom, carrying that radiant energy along with the flame, you see the moisture on her blue body begin to rise off as steam as the area where you cut grows gray instantly before being saturated and overrun again by blood, staining those white robes even further. 21 points of damage is no joke. As she then turns her gaze upon you. I see. I will need to end you quickly then. As we now move back to the top of initiative with Valen, still piloted by Cajun Crate. Valen, let us know what you would like to do as your friend now charges in alongside you and lands a searing blow against the Fathom, the leader of the depths. Jason96 now piloting Nargith. It is meant to be. Love to see it. So Cajun Crate, let us know what you'd like to do here. You are already in range, already raging, although you are quite low on hit points. This could very well be the moment where you drop consciousness.
Bonus action, drink a potion, then continue to smash.
I don't believe that you have a potion. I'll have to double check that, because I'm not sure what inventory you guys walked away with. No potion. But you can certainly go ahead and make your attack roll. If you're doing so at advantage, you can type !STR attack ADV, and that'll do it at advantage for you and even tell you the different rolls in the chat. If you don't want to do it at advantage, you can just drop the ADV and make the same check. All right, Cajun Crates. Let's see if you can land this attack. You gotta do !roll STR attack ADV.
The fiery Goliath raises his arms to the sky and prays to the goddess of fire to strengthen wisdom in the epic fight of good versus evil.
Nargith, epic as always, especially when Jason is at the helm. Otherwise, his name might not have been Nargith Jasonian. You guys want to leave your mark on these characters outside of, traditional roleplay, definitely stick around. There might be some opportunity for that later. Okay, a 16 is actually going to hit as you bring your Morning Star in once again, using your Reckless Rage to carry you through, even at just 2 hit points left. Go ahead and roll your damage. It'll be 1d8 plus 5. So, !roll 1d8 plus 5. Hopefully the ability to roll these attacks without looking at your modifiers and stuff is a little easier for you guys. I know it's definitely easier for me. Let me know if you can think of any other improvements you'd like to see. Oh my god! Maximum damage! That's amazing. Great roll, Cajun Crate. As your attack lands, once again, going to give her disadvantage on her next attack with that sap property. But even more importantly, you are whittling her down. She's not quite bloodied, but you do see her robes fully stained, slashed and torn asunder, almost to the point where she is fully revealed, where she might rather not be, but as you look across her expression, she is still just as blank as ever. No embarrassment runs through her emotional state. She is simply dead locked onto you as we now move to her turn. She makes 2 more attacks, but first she's going to see if she gets her frighten back. She does not. All right, that is going... sorry. It's supposed to be a straight roll because of the sap. She's going to go after you, Valen. That is an 18 on the die, which will certainly hit you as you take another 14.
Submit to us now, you wicked sorceress, and you may live to see tomorrow. Ah.
Maybe don't type the again. That sounded bad. As she prepares her next attack, the tentacle writhing towards your friend Valen, she turns to you. Why would I surrender now? I have you all right where I want you. That last tentacle
Narragath,
lashes against
heal
her
me
friend.
quick after this.
You spout that out as the water pours into your mouth, nearly drowning you, and instead simply knocking you unconscious as you fall to 0 hit points. We will drop you prone here, and that does mean your rage is going to fall off as well. You have one more in the chamber if you manage to get up, but it's not looking great for you. As we now move, well, she's got another attack to make. And Naragath, you made her upset. So she's now going to try and attack you. That's another 18 on the die for a 25 total. So you're going to take 11 points of force damage and 3 points of cold damage. Naragath, this is going to bring you down to exactly 14. One more hit from one of these, and you will be out. As she stares you down, still cursed by your vow of enmity, you see spectral flames encircling her as your own paladin rage begins to grow to a raging inferno. We move past her turn to now Yancifer. Yancifer, once again, you are still frightened, but you are able to do as you... Oh, sorry, no, you're not frightened, because it was until the start of her next turn. So, Yancifer, now that you are not frightened, you're no longer feeling the effects of this outward
I got
flow
you,
of tide.
you beautiful muscle mommy. Those mutton chops of yours won't die on my watch. The goddess of fire grows within my heart and soul.
We got to be careful here. And we could be writing a very elaborate love story between Chat and also Chat. I know Valen was looking for love in all the wrong places, and Nargath is very eager to give out the compliments here. XIVM, I see Sorceress Burst Thunder damage. That just didn't come through with the say command there. All right. As you Sorceress Burst... Need a reminder. It is a attack roll. So you're going to do exclamation point roll, CHA, attack. And that should add all your modifiers for you. Yay. And thunder damage. A little bit of water in the atmosphere begins to tremble as it shakes across back towards Fathom. Almost a battle of wills. Whoa! 24 to hit is definitely going to connect. As you do, go ahead and roll a D8 for your damage here. So it's going to be exclamation point roll D8 to see how much thunder damage Fathom will take from this attack. And then we will swap out XIVM for someone else in chat. So make sure you've typed recently. 4 points of thunder damage as that battle of wills does ultimately turn in her favor, but you are able to deal a bit of damage in the process as her hands tremble backwards, trying to force that water outwards from her, continuing that imposing effect that she began at the start of combat. After this, you are welcome to stay where you are or move or anything. Just let me know. Now piloted by Cajun Crate. So Cajun Crate, you can let me know. But as you decide, we will move on to Naragath, still piloted by
Well done,
Jason.
Dark Mage. You may be small as stature, but you are definitely large in power.
Another compliment. This is a very nice Vengeance Paladin. And also very well-spoken, I might add. Naragath, let me know what you would like to do, continuing to stare down this dark enemy who has all but sent the three of you to the deep herself. Justin, welcome into the chat. Good to see you, man. Thanks for joining us on a Chat Plays D&D night. We have some new upgrades that I think you'd appreciate. Oh, yeah. Andres is reminding Jason, heal, heal. Your ally is down beside you, and you have lay on hand hit points left, but not quite so many. So you could at least get Valen Muscle Mommy back up, but it may not be for long at the amount of hit
Nerethys
points she
places his
has.
hands on the beautiful Valen and heals her with 3 points of lay on hands.
Okay. Valen, you feel a resurgence as you are healed for 3 points of damage, just barely regaining consciousness, still prone on the floor, looking up at the towering Nargith, even still so towering at the knelt position. You hear Fathom behind Nargith then call out, "It is unwise to ignore me, but I will welcome it." As you hear that thought once again rippling through your mind, as she is no longer under any promise not to intrude your thoughts. Nargith, that was your bonus action. What else would you like to do? Ooh, small focus on that camera. Yeah, Cajun Crate. I don't know why that say command didn't work. Might have been too close to the last one.
Nerethys then attacks the wicked sorceress with his longsword.
Okay. Make an attack roll. This will be an advantage, so you can do exclamation point roll, STR, attack, ADV. And that will automatically roll 2 dice for you, add all the stuff in, and see if you hit. ChaosBot reminds you to like the video so we can get more people in helping to pilot these characters. More brains, more gooder, and 18 is plenty to make another contact with your enemy here. Fathom takes another run of your blade across her chest. Roll a d8 plus 5 to see how much damage you do.
Who is saying we are ignoring you? The loveless Echo?
Welcome back in, Andres, now piloting Valen. 11 points of damage. That's great damage on a d8 roll. So 11 points of damage there. You now see that Fathom is certainly bloodied and growing a bit frustrated at exactly how difficult it's been to remove you all from the equation. As Nargith, you spend the last of your lay on hands and the last of your action economy to strike at Fathom. We now circle back to Valen. It is your turn. You are not raging, but you have a rage left. If you would so like to use it.
Take that, you wicked sorceress. The goddess of fire bears her heat down without mercy.
The goddess's warmth cannot reach here. All you will experience is the cold rush of water and the colder embrace of death. What are you thinking, Andres, as you pilot Valen? Is there anything around you to give you a bit of a boost? The only things that really would draw your attention are that conch shell that you had earlier and that piece of glass that you didn't really do much with. You're not sure what that does. I'll say make an Arcana check. So, exclamation point roll, Arcana, to see if you can identify anything in the chamber that may be able to give you a boost.
Heresy! All you will feel is the hot sting of fire pierce your watery heart.
We shall see. Ooh, Andres. 10 on the die plus 0. as you glance around the chamber, especially from the prone position and especially just having regained consciousness in this immensely stressful situation, you were not able to find anything to give you any extra power. However, as I mentioned, you do still have a rage left, and you of course have your attack if you would like to chip away at this enemy a bit more. Thank you, Ira. I recognize Darius Rex there in chat. Yes, we've got everything factoring in automatically. There's a lot of work on the back end to get this running, but now that I have that set up, it's kind of the foundation. I can build on it. So if you guys see any more improvements that you'd like to use within chat, let me know. I should be able to implement them. I'm pretty responsive when it comes to comments and the like. Saft now piloting Naragith. Whose turn was it? Valen, right? Yeah. Andres, let us know what you want to do here.
Bonus action. Innate sorcery. Then they yell bing on the Thunder Sorceress Blast.
We will circle back to that. I'll keep that in mind that Yansfer will be doing that with her next turn. However, right now it is Valen's turn. Unless I don't think I skipped you. Did I? Perhaps I did. Did I accidentally did I skip Yansfer? Feel free to let me know in the chat. I might have.
Sorry, thought it was my turn.
Oh, it's okay. I guess I didn't. Valen, what do you got here? We getting up and attacking? I need an answer from you, Andres. No boost available in the chamber, but you still have your trusty
Shadow
weapon.
snatch the items and scrolls. I then rage unleash a maelstrom of magic that consumes the room, and I strike Fathom with a reckless attack, my mace becoming a gained fist of magic.
Okay. As your mace swells with magic, you bark orders to your ally, and I'm going to have you roll a d8 to see what occurs off the heels of your wild magic rage. So exclamation point roll d8. And let us discover what this Path of Wild Magic Barbarian has in store for us now. A 1. Shadowy tendrils lash around you. Each creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you must succeed on a Constitution saving throw or take 1d12 necrotic damage, and you also gain 1d12 temporary hit points. That's awesome. Very well done, Valen. So I'll add in your temp HP here. A d12. So roll 1d12 for me, and we'll use the same damage for both. Exclamation point, roll 1d12. And we're going to see if Fathom is able to save against this. With a 15, she is able to stave off your ill effects. However, you will still be regaining 9 hit points. What a turn. Or rather, 9 temporary hit points. It all counts. It's all something. Yeah, and it is a saber suck, so Fathom does not take any damage from that, but you are free to make an attack roll on them. If you want to just make the straight attack roll, exclamation point roll STR attack. If you want it at advantage, just tack on ADV to the end. And we'll see if you can land this hit on Valen, who has already sent you to your dreams once before. She could very well do it again. So Andres, whenever you have a moment, exclamation point roll STR attack and possibly ADV if you want a reckless attack again.
I smirk as my mace becomes a giant fist of shadows as the shadows singe my wounds close.
Ooh, shadowy tendrils actually lash out from that wild magic, beginning to lick off of your mace and the fist at the tip of it, stitching your wound together in a bit of fight and flight, I guess. Wouldn't really be flight, but you know what I mean. All right, let's see. Oh, thank goodness for the advantage. A 1 on one of those die, but an 18 on the other. That will definitely hit. Roll a d8 plus 5 to see how much damage you deal to your enemy here. Fathom is looking a bit worse for wear, at least by the standard that she would hold. Ira, yeah. I was only able to implement the results in the chat for the skill checks so far, but I can do more later. I only had so much time today. 13! You guys are rolling so good on these D8s. Wow. Let's see. Got it. Okay. As you land another strike with your Morning Star, causing Fathom to make at least one attack roll with disadvantage next turn, she stumbles for the first time, placing her offhand against the wall and now glaring upwardsly through her brow. She is going to get her bonus action back as you see the water in the chamber that was flowing out freeze, lift up off the ground and begin trembling, as I need all of you once again to make wisdom saving throws. It's 20. Yeah. So, let's see. I need first from Yancifer, piloted by Cajun Crate, do exclamation point roll, whiz save. And we'll see what you get there, and we'll go down the line. Hopefully not another frightened condition. Natural 20. You are certainly not frightened. You felt these effects before, and you will them away. Valen, I will have you now roll exclamation point roll, whiz save. Oh, there's got to be spaces there, but Saft, yeah. You've mostly got it right. Try again there, Andres. It might have been swallowed for some reason. There might also be like a cooldown on that command that might be triggered, Saft. If you can't spam it for right now. I wonder if something broke. Let me double check. No, everything should be working. Yeah, Saft, you're, yeah, I'm not sure how you guys did this, how you broke it. Should certainly still be working. I'll just give a quick restart to our program here. Because I'm having to restart it, you guys are going to have to opt in to roleplay again. But it's gonna keep the current people in. It's gonna keep the current people in the character slots. Give me 1 second while I restart it. We'll have to cut this out later. Okay, you all should be able to opt in with roleplay again. And those of you who are piloting characters should still be piloting those characters currently. So we were on Valen. Go ahead and type exclamation point whiz save. Oh, that's weird. Now it's showing your normal names. Was this a YouTube thing? That's what it... Oh my gosh, did YouTube just change something on the back end and screw this thing up? I'd bet that's what it is. Whoa. How crazy that we've experienced that. So I'm going to have to add in you guys manually here. Give me 1 second. And this should get it back working. Thank goodness I'm so tech savvy. YouTube is kind of screwing us over here. Is Andres. Making sure I don't misspell anything, because that will actually be important for this. And where's our character 3? Right here. And not much I have to do for Saft, at least. You just had the @ sign. Okay, so now, Andres, if you would, ! Roll whiz save. It should function. This has to be something YouTube did. That's so crazy that it just changed midstream. There it is.
What are the items on the table?
The items on the table are a sort of blue-tinted piece of prism glass, and then also a sort of white conch shell with dark tips that your friend Valen seemed to be speaking to and listening from earlier. So I didn't see XIVM's roll. It should say in the chat. Hey, XIVM, that 9, or sorry, it was Andres. Yeah. Andres, you are now afraid. Feeling the effects of this tremble from Fathom, you feel as though you might have awakened something dark. And Saft, piloting Naragith here, does look as though you save exactly. So you now know the DC is a 15. Valen, as you succumb this frighten, I forgot to do this earlier with Yancifer, Scout's Honor. You're going to take some psychic damage. 4 points of psychic damage, to be precise. Which brings you now down to just 8 total hit points. Fathom looks out upon you, that smile beginning to return, seeing the fright has set in, and she is going to roll at advantage against you. No, straight roll because of sap. I remembered this time. That is a 19 on the die as she deals another 14 points, dropping you back down to 0. She is determined to see you through, and now she turns her attention to Naragith, rolling once more. This is a 14 to hit, which I don't believe hits Naragith. As you channel that radiant fire energy through your body, the water tentacle that lashes against you just turns to steam instantly. You're radiating too much heat, and I have been watching too much Fire Force. As we now move in the initiative to Yancifer's turn. Yancifer, what would you like to do? Oh, I did skip you. Okay. Well, Yancifer, I remember you wanted to Sorceress Burst and Innate Sorcery. So go ahead and roll CHA attack. ADV, because you get advantage. Yeah. Complicated equations here. Nice. Yancifer with the 23, that will certainly hit. Do ! Roll D8 to see how much damage you're doing. Ooh, 7 points. Not shabby, not shabby at all. As your sorceress burst ripples through with the slight ding in the atmosphere, striking Fathom and driving her a bit into the hallway she stands just before. She has been rigid thus far, but you have somewhat moved the immovable. If you are doing nothing else, we will now move on to Nargith's turn. Nargith, if you would like, tell me in the chat what you would like to do. Thor! Little Thor halfling. I love it. Is say not working? Has say worked at all since starting? This is a new problem. Yeah, it should be working. Very odd. Okay. Yeah, I see that. So I'll take over for the say command for now. I don't know why that's now not working. That must be a different issue. It's the only thing I can think of. This is Nargith as you... Thou sorceress of the roaring tempest and chilled depth, in thy glibness, secrecy, and insensitivity, thou hast denied thyself naught but our enmity and injurious vengeance. And Cajun Crate says, move them back. So I imagine you're talking about Valen. Valen is down. So Valen cannot be moved back. Valen is currently unconscious from that last attack. Yeah, looks like whatever YouTube did on the back end, it messed up our say command too. But don't worry, we'll take a break in just a second and I'll try and get things working again. So Saft, what are you actually doing? You actually making an attack? Move Yancey back. Sorry, Cajun Crate, I can see now. As you scoot back across the room, placing your back upon a bookshelf, hoping to escape whatever ire now might come your way, now that the one of the two tanks is down. I will put a point of lay on hands on Valen. Okay. Actually, Saft, I forgot to take that off earlier. Those last 3 points were already used. Last turn, actually, I believe. Those 3 points went in. And it sounds like you're going to attack Fathom with your action, Saft. You do still have your bonus action if you want to do something else as well. And you have at least the ability to Divine Smite once more. Sorry, y'all. That say command missing is really throwing me for a loop having to read everything. Divine Favor is not a bad idea. You could certainly get Divine Favor up. You do have a few spell slots for just a full-on smite if you want to do that too. Oh, the fire damage they did use earlier as well. I'm so bad at marking these off. Sorry. That'll be another thing on the to-do list. Yeah, they used the second one, the first one in the Pelth combat, and now this one in this combat. Saft says they'll get Divine Favor up. Okay, that sounds like a good idea. Might as well. Man, it looks like the whole bot is actually down. It's not saying anything in chat. Interesting. All right, so Divine Favor is now up as you feel the radiant energy beginning to swell around you, searing those little droplets of water as soon as they pass near you. You bring your sword in to try and attack. That's going to be 1d20. Sorry. You can do exclamation roll, STR, attack, ADV, because they are still marked by your vow of enmity. See if the roll works at least. It was working a moment ago. Everything's still connected. It's so interesting. Okay, the roll at least seems to still be working. And that is a 20 to hit. 2 15s. We love to see it. So you're going to roll exclamation point roll 1d4 plus 1d8 plus 5, including your divine favor damage there. Fathom, you will not fathom this. We'll see. He seems to be able to fathom quite a lot most days. Your barbarian is down. Okay, 8 more points of damage as you drive your blade into her. Point in first this time instead of slashing across her chest. You see her eyes grow even more hollow as you bring your head in close to hers. She is not doing well. There's a bit of panic actually setting in beneath her gaze. Panic that is unbecoming of her. As we now circle back to the top of initiative, Valen. As you know, I like to roll my death saves in secret. We shall see how that goes. I'm not even going to put it on the character sheet because I don't want you guys to look at it. She does get her fear effect back. She's going to step over the unconscious body of Valen. Now with the water at her back, she attempts to push out her frightful energy. However, Yancifer is far enough away that you don't feel quite threatened by her anymore. I will only need Naragith to make a wisdom saving throw. Exclamation point roll, whiz save. It'll be you, Saft. Thank you guys for being so accommodating here. I know that weird thing kind of threw off our entire engine. I imagine I only have to restart SpeakerBot. That might be the problem. Okay. As this energy ripples out, you feel as though perhaps now that she is willing to move from her stoic stance, she is a greater threat. Your body begins to quake without you being able to stop it. She is going to roll an attack on you. It is at disadvantage because of sap. It's a 17 and 16 on the die, plus 7, so it's a 23 that does indeed hit you, Naragith, as you now drop to 0 hit points. We have seen Naragith down before. We have seen Valen down before. But we have not seen both of them down at the same time. And now perhaps you're starting to get a little bit worried, Yancifer, as it is only you and Fathom left in this chamber, seeing this enemy dropped, her vow of enmity lifted. She circles the water pillar slowly as she walks in your direction, raising that hand again as a tentacle writhes up from the depths for a 20 to hit. Yancifer, with that 20, non-natural 20 on the die, you take 14 points of damage, bringing you down to just 3 hit points. What would you like to do as Fathom continues to stare you down. I told you. It was useless. Ooh, silvery barbs. I like the idea. However, silvery barbs only works on a... Oh, it is on a roll. Sorry, I don't know. I'm thinking counterspell. This is not a spell. So as you cast silvery barbs, you know what? This is in the stat block too. Speaking of counterspell, she waves her hand across as your spell begins to spiral out of control. Now, I always forget because they changed it, but I believe you need to make a check now. I believe it's an Arcana check. Constitution saving throw. So, you're going to exclamation point roll. Con save. Thank you, Ira. I love that your name is back correct again, even if it messed up our stuff. All right, you are able to save. So the silvery barbs does continue on through, and she has to re-roll that attack. That is still going to hit with a 21 total, 14 on the die. So you do still take that damage, unfortunately, as that tentacle wraps around you. Your magic sputtering and not quite able to rescue you in this moment. However, it is your turn. So what would you like to do? While you think on that, I'm going to restart SpeakerBot and see if it fixes our stuff. Could very well. That's a good point. Yeah, you definitely give yourself advantage. I think we'll let that go without saying. And if somebody wants to try the say command again, I just restarted SpeakerBot. That might work. Hey, good to see you, Dark Knight. Welcome in. Look at those points. So, Cajun Crate, as Yancifer, it is your turn. What would you like to do? Feel free to use the say command. I think it should work again now, but we'll see. It certainly looks that way, Russell. This could be chat's first TPK. I did not pull any punches on this, and it is certainly a challenge. Some divine intervention would be nice right about now. Nargith, I imagine you are dreaming sweet, sweet dreams of your fire goddess up in the sky. Your mind is not here. Oh, looks like Say is still not working. But we'll know to try something later. Damnable witch, thou hast felled me, and mine may you be damned. Oh, great Pyraxis, please help our valiant heroes. I agree. Pyraxis, man, if he was around, he wasn't busy with other things, he'd be all up in this. Magic missiles, and you only have level 1 spell slots left, so we know those are going to hit, and we know how much damage they're going to, or at least the die type. So do exclamation point roll 3d4 plus 3. Thank goodness for magic missile. All right, looks like 10 points of force damage as the beams of darkness streak across the chamber, striking Fathom as her gaze is still unmoved. She is worse for wear. You can tell one of her legs even appears to be broken. She drags it behind her, at least badly sprained. Are you doing anything else with your turn? Because we're about to circle back around to Fathom. Welcome back, Chaosbot. Yeah, I only wonder why the say stuff isn't working, but I'll try and fix it on the break here in a moment. All right, Cajun Crate says they think that's it. So we now roll the first. Let's see. Does not get her ability back, but we'll roll the first of 2 attacks here. Yancifer. With a 22, the attack lands, and you also are driven to 0 hit points. Now, you do have an ability that might allow you to stay up. I missed it in one of our previous combats, but I remembered it this time. Let me pull it up. You need to make a charisma saving throw. So roll CHA save. And if you are able to beat a 19, you will drop to 1 hit point instead of 0. There is shield, but it would not have blocked that attack with a 22. 18! One shy of the DC. So, Yancifer, you do indeed succumb to this attack. As the tentacle writhes over your face, you choke and you scratch at your neck, hoping for air to enter your lungs. But darkness crowds the edges of your vision, broken only by fleeting glimpses. Fathom's calm, distant face, the flicker of bioluminescent light on slick stone, the cold grasp of a spectral tentacle coiling around your limbs. One by one, each of you is dragged towards the upwell. You feel your body suspended, weightless, then falling. The current reverses as Fathom pushes it down, pulling you all down into the depths. Her voice curls into your mind, unconscious, in a dream, like a whisper through fog. Deep dreams. Then, nothing. All of you drift off into your unconscious state, being pulled down by the currents, dragging you out into the Gulf of Nerethys. There, in your unconscious state, you drift, suspended in stillness, the sea holding you in its cold, silent cradle. For a moment, it's almost peaceful, weightless, quiet. But then the current drops away, and you fall. The rush of motion is sudden and violent. Air tears past your skin, your stomach lurches, your senses reel, and you awaken to an impossible sight. Water flows in every direction, yet none of it touches you. It bends around you, miles above, parted by some unseen force. You lie on the sea floor, your breath steady in a world that should drown you. Before you rises a colossal stone structure, weather-worn and ancient, its surface crawling with faintly glowing markings as it ascends towards the blue heavens, vanishing into the distant surface. Around you sprawls a vast, forgotten city, trapped beneath the sea, yet untouched by its weight. Moss-draped towers lean like old anchors in the silt. Empty homes of coral-fused stone line quiet streets paved in spirals. Statues peer in from every corner, some beautiful, others monstrous. Faces weathered, their eyes blank. Above The ocean looms like a sky of shifting glass, held back by invisible force. The air is thin but surprisingly breathable, and it carries the scent of salt and the faintest of whispers. Those words, that word, rides the breeze. And you all regain consciousness with 1 hit point, as time feels suspended here, as though Nerethys itself has waited for you. And here is where we're going to go on a brief break. Make sure you stick around, because there's no telling what lies ahead. See you in a bit. Bye.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't know anyone would be here while the stream was running. Give me a moment to tidy it up. It's much better. Well, while you're here, we might as well take a moment to thank all of our members for supporting the channel and bringing this stream to life. A huge thanks to Tides of Mo, Tabletop Beard, Grim Reaper, Atmos Seeker, Justinian of Darkport, Angel Jobert, Angel of Darkport, Brett Venable, Dutin 103, Zebek Longfang, Lil Tired, Memebot 69000, XIVM, Jason Miller, Corey of Darkport, Devin Beard, Wilfreda Figueroa, Ruby Rod, Sam Huffpower, Daniel Struve, Agile Monk, Moon Goose McQueen, Jude Eshett, Drazadi, Malice, Athicor, Wayne Brack, Jackpot, Camo Camry, Nigel Chandler, Ethan, Michael Calvento, Blade Roller, Jay-Z Gisler, Misfit, Henry Akanosha, Monsters Mother, Biscuits and Gravy, Christopher Denault, H.D. Siles, Kathy Evans, Lil Cute Maple, Daniel J. Colby, Fables D20, Squiddy, B.D., Adam, Wabusika, Harry Dong, Curtis Ellis, Majority of One, Oncoming Traffic, Ryan Hareth, Triforce Samurai, Nick Dyson, The Azure Sky, Bacon and Vodka, Kendrick Valentine, Mythic Attack, O4C, Oro, Curtis Bruton, Hexblade's Curse, Predator H2O, Grog, Jason Cash, Russell Mooney, Michael Horvath, Alicia F., Andrew Schaefer, The School Bus, Shutterbot, Griff, Sildari, Jackadasis, Nova Effectus, Kitchen Knives, Copper 96, Melmac, Mini Warlord, Rowan Rat, J. Diddy, Gillian Mangrove, Ronan Leon, I'm So Lost, Dragonic Sage, Samuel Song, Francis Yoon, Debonair Gaming, Kevin Thomas, Otterlife, Wa'aki, Chris Jones, Chaotic Neutral, Andres DeBarbara, Mr. Thrill, Nick, Don Rosavelli, DM Greg, Big Head Bro, Gatorman, Butterknife, Witcherall, Almighty Zeus, Saint, T.I. Block, Matt Susan, Evan Aristogabe, Kevin Hyatt, Charlie Gardner, Brendan Sparrow, Black Retro, Tunuk, Lions, Masquax, Chris G, Jerome Grant, The Best or Die Trying, A Joyous Goose, Liquid Saber, Defiant Chaos, T-Dog, Lothos Carpathia, Jesse's Brick Galaxy, Dog, Tiago Livas, Trevor Neal, Blaine Dexter, D'Angelo Barton, Devo Immune, BFG, Tampton Tonda, Bardic Aggro, Mark Nygaard, Edward Heller, Logan Keller, and Bartholomew. You know, members get tons of unique benefits as well, like these weekly shoutouts and emojis that they can use in the stream chat, and a heaping helping of chaos points that can be used to, well, perhaps it's better to show you.
The most exciting feature for our live streams has come to YouTube. You can now roll dice live to help us in our adventures by using chaos that's built up by watching and interacting with the stream. All you need to do is keep an eye out for earning instructions that appear on our stream, and then spend those points by typing in the commands that correspond to the dice you'd like to roll. This feature is always available, no matter what campaign we're playing in, so be sure to hop in and help out our players because, well, they're gonna need it.
Greetings, viewers. Bramble Backfoot hopping by to let you know about our monthly homebrew packets issued to all those brave enough to join the ranks of our prestigious order. With a plethora of items, monsters, mechanics, and more, it's easier than ever to bring chaos home to your table. So become a member and let's fight the forces of evil together.
Thank you. You're all too kind, and the drinks are on me tonight. Ha 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 ha! Oh, you must not have enabled gifted memberships. Let me show you how. Ha 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 ha! What you'll want to do is make your way over to our channel page and then add /allow_gifts. From there, you can turn on the toggle for free stuff and join in the chaos. Ha 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 ha! Now for my next tune, a little ditty about a dead necromancer named Pinky.
Hello, Trizad here. Oh my god, you have got to come check out all of our wares. We have so many different things. Help support the stream and get yourself some new magic items as well over at the Constructed Chaos store.
Greetings to all my bearded brothers out there. I'm Alex, also known as Constructed Chaos on YouTube, and I'm here today to tell you a little bit about my friends over at Tabletop Beard. This family-owned beard oil company is run by three brothers that have combined two great loves of mine: tabletop RPGs and beard care. And it makes a lot of sense because, as I'm sure many of you know, growing and maintaining a healthy beard can be an adventure all its own. I started my quest back before I was even on YouTube, and I guess you could say I was stuck at level 1 for a while, constantly itching my way through life with a wild and unkempt beard and just trusting hairspray and regular shampoo to get the job done. Believe me, I was rolling nat 1s on just about every charisma check I made at that point. But eventually I started trying various beard care products like oils, butters, and balms, and I found some that worked well enough, but none of them really tied into my backstory. Not to mention my wife was constantly complaining about the smell. Then I was put on to the products from Tabletop Beard, and let me tell you, it was a match made in heaven. Or hell, depending on what kind of flavor you prefer. These guys use a premium oil blend of meadow foam seed, rosehip, golden jojoba, argan, avocado, and sunflower oils to create the most high quality product that contains no cheap filler or artificial oils that you typically want to steer clear of. And each scent has been expertly crafted and matched to a familiar TTRPG style, so you know exactly the kinds of vibes you're putting out without the scents being too mundane or too overpowering. To top it off, all their products, oils, butters, and balms are made in small batches, so the quality control is top-notch, and so is the customer service. They're always looking for new ways to meet and exceed customer needs, and I've even heard that they have some new ideas cooking up behind the scenes. So consider this your session 0 and take some time to check out Tabletop Beard today. Truly, they're the only starting equipment that you need for your own successful beard care journey. Bear Dritz here, letting you in on a little-known ranger secret that'll keep you satiated in the wild, even when you have no rations left. Ew, not that. I'm talking about subscribing to the channel and hitting that bell icon. It's easy to miss the signs of a stream going live if you're not prepared. So make sure to do that and... What was that? Hold it right there, adventurer. We're looking for some deviants that refuse to like this video while they're still watching. You wouldn't happen to know anything about this heinous crime, would you? Well then, as you were, but stay out of trouble.
appeared out of thin air when they found it, as if by the will of the plains themselves. A curious and mysterious bauble that has turned up time and time again throughout the ages. Some have studied it all their lives, hoping to unravel its uniquely fascinating magical properties. Many more have used its power for their own, though all falling victim to fate in the end. Now, it calls to you, by chance, by destiny, by desire. It matters not. It calls to you, and it calls to be cast from your palm, so that it might deliver unto you the unknown wonders held within.
How much longer are they going to... excuse me. Are they still not back? Wait there just a moment. I'll fetch them for you. The little chaos gremlins. You have people waiting, you know!
Welcome back, everyone. So, to answer your question, Andres, I re-added those points because it cycled you into the character one slot, and if you had 400 chaos points, it would have taken 400 away. But since I was giving that back to Ira, because I took it over for testing, I gave it back to you. Just trying to be as fair as possible. I don't want to mix anyone up. Especially because we're ending the session a little bit differently. And that's why the say command won't be so important tonight. Thank goodness. I'm not sure what's wrong with it, but I'll fix it for next time. As all of you may see, we have a little something special pulled up here. That is D&D's back end, as your characters have now leveled up for the first time. It's not often that you level up after losing a combat, but we'll now go ahead and run down the list and let each player determine what these characters are going to do. Saft, thank you for the $2. This has been fun, and fun's not over yet. We've got a chance to work on these characters together. Now, currently, Ira, you are in control of Yancifer as you move on to level 4. So, I'm gonna have you roll the hit die, which is a D6, to see how much hit points they're getting. So whenever you get a second, Ira, you'll do exclamation point roll D6. And we'll see how much extra hit points we have. Jason, of course, man. Thank you guys for playing. I'm so glad you guys are here and enjoying the stream. It's really incredible that I get to play with all of you at the same time. And also, I'm so enjoying this even more now that a little bit has been taken off my plate in terms of like checking on the modifiers and keeping track of all that. I promise, the longer this goes on, the more in-depth, no pun intended, this is going to get. And the more you'll be able to do with these characters directly from chat. I can't wait to see where the future takes us. Andres, yeah, you may get a chance to see how these characters develop. Although, hang on, before Ira rolls that, I forgot a very important detail. Because you do not have to take a level in Sorcerer. You can multi-class here, if you would like. It does have to be for a class that is that Yancifer is able to multi-class into, so maybe another Charisma class. I believe they also have a decent Constitution, so that might not be a bad idea. Andres, you missed at the start of the stream, but Tides of Mo, Morgan, the voice in my head that is usually here on these streams, is currently out of state training for her new job. which is why we're not going to be running streams, our normal stream on Wednesday. We're going to be taking a break this week, but I will not be wasting my time. I am actually going to be working on our new homebrew pamphlets that I have fallen a little bit behind on, so I should get 2 of them out this month. Be on the lookout for those. I think they're going to contain some really fun stuff. Ira, I'm not sure if you're still in the chat here. I haven't heard from you in a little bit, so I might pass the torch on to someone else. I'll give you about 10 more seconds and see where the time takes us here. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, we are reassigning Yancifer. Jason, you are in control of Yancifer's progression now. What do you think? Are we taking another level in Sorcerer, or are we moving on to something else? Jason, I'm worried you might be getting a paladin level on this sorcerer here. What constitution classes are there? Andres, that's a very good question. Stay tuned for those homebrew pamphlets and you may just find out. I don't want to allude to too much. I like to drop little hints now and then, even if they're like woven into secrecy. They might sound like a mistake, but they never are. No mistakes ever happen on this channel. We are sticking with Shadow Sorcerer. Yeah, unfortunately that say command is still not working. But we'll kind of swap it out as we go here, because this is, our normal system and not the beginning. We're not going to swap out on everything. So go ahead and roll a d6 for me to see how much hit points we get, Jason. It'll be really important considering. Ooh, that's okay. They're already kind of squishy, so that's all right. Our con mod was high enough to give us 2 hit points when we leveled up. Now, we do also get an ability score improvement or a feat here. Jason, I'm going to let you make this decision as well, and then I'm going to pass the torch to someone else. Instead of getting our 10 runs, I kind of feel like these are so impactful. We'll do a few, kind of until it feels the same. This might have to be a little bit of a fly-by-wire moment for me. Andres is suggesting a feat. Fathom beat us, and then we leveled up. That is exactly what happened. But why you leveled up is a very important detail, and one that you may not fully understand just yet. It may be the same reason why you find yourselves still breathing. So, for the record, Justin, and I guess the rest of chat, I balanced that encounter to be very, very hard to win. I thought, especially coming off of your previous combat, even though you short rested, that this was going to be a pretty open and shut case. You guys got Fathom down to just above single digits. It was very, very close. What are we thinking, Jason? Andres is suggesting Fey Touched. Definitely a feat, looks like. There's quite a few, and we'll try and stick to the core rules if we can on the 2024 Player's Handbook, seeing as they boosted and rebalanced a lot of these feats. I think most of them are pretty decent now, with the exception of a few. Yeah, 1 or 2 bad rolls on her side, and you could have definitely made it out of there. I wasn't expecting you to get that far, but you did. And luck, unfortunately, was not on your side. She did have another attack if Yancifer managed to live on 1 hit point, but if she had missed that, Yancifer could potentially have gotten the KO with Magic Missile. It would have taken a lot, but she could have done it. Fey Touched. Okay. What kind of Fey are we thinking has reached into the magic of our shadow sorcerer. Perhaps it's even a someone from the Shadowfell in a weird way. I imagine we're boosting our charisma. Let me know for sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what we'll do, since I do think that'll get us to a 20. And then we get a spell. Let me know what spell you would like from this Fey touched ability. Misty Step is always a good pick. I don't see it on the list though. That's weird. Did they take it off? They must have. Unless it's from way back. Hunter's Mark is on this list. That's crazy. Jason says charisma. I hear you, man. Last decision for you. What spell do you think we're going to take here, Jason? Oh, that's what it is. Misty Step is auto with Fey Touch. Thank you, Russell. It may sound like a cop-out, but I do tend to stay away from Fey Touch because I know how strong it is, and I like to give myself a little bit of a challenge. I need help. Spells are my weakness. Yeah, Jason, you can't just pick smites this time. I mean, honestly, the fact that Hunter's Mark is even on this list is crazy to me. But not having a way to do Bless is kind of tough, and you don't have a whole lot of concentration on this build. Bless could certainly be good. I feel like you want something you wouldn't normally be able to get. So those would be my two immediate thoughts. Yeah. What do we think? Chat, Jason's asking for help here. Silvery Barbs obviously is always a good pick too. Ooh, Beast Bond or Heroism. Beast Bond would actually be really flavorful for our shark girl. And we have a vote for Silvery Barbs. What do you think, Jason? Care to break the tie, the three-way tie there? Yeah, I'm very happy that we get to do our level ups this way, live on stream. I wasn't sure how we were going to handle this until just a couple days ago. Heroism is a great way to deal with the Frighten effect, which definitely seems to be a theme in this campaign. Hex is decent for damage, especially at low levels, and Bless is Bless, as Russell says. I fully agree with that. Bless is one of my favorite spells. I actually centered a whole build around it in one of our previous campaigns, and I made a whole video covering it. It was an Artificer support build, and it was probably one of my favorites. I'm so sad I only got to play it for 2 sessions. All right. Bless is very paladin-like indeed. A fitting choice for you, Jason. As we now move to our spells tab. Now, we get to add some spells here. We'll be adding a cantrip and a leveled spell. So I'm going to re-roll you out of here, Jason, and we'll see who's going to finish off the rest of the changes for Yancifer. Andres Marrero, sorry. It is your turn to choose the features for our sorcerer here. Didn't get Beast Bond, unfortunately. However, you do get some other choices here. You can redeem your lack of choice. Then XIVM, if you're still in chat, we'll be moving to you next with Valen. So keep that in mind. There's quite a few spells. You may have to pull this up on your own. I can't show the whole list, but it is 1 cantrip and 1 leveled spell that we're going to be picking out. While you think I might kind of peruse through this myself, Absorb Elements is a classic. I mean, I know you already have Silvery Barbs, so that reaction does get eaten up, but Man, with low hit points, that could definitely come in handy. Let's see. Conjure Cover is a laughable spell, but could be fun to play with. Now you do have a casting of the shield spell, although you don't have it on your spell list. It's a free casting that you got with your origin feat. Air Bubble could be good in an underwater campaign. That's not a bad idea either. Blindness, Deafness is certainly fun. Rhymes Binding Ice, Ira says. Andres, there is a link to all of the character sheets in the description below. As well, you can go to D&D Beyond yourself and check out the Sorcerer spell list in the core rules. Yeah, I do have the Gunslinger supplement. I didn't know that's where it came from. I was like, that seems bad, but maybe it's good if it came from that supplement. I did just get it. I didn't actually get to peruse too much. I did it at the behest of Odd the Bard, who wanted to use it for something and have a little content sharing turned on. Andres says, give me a few. So while you think on it, Andres, I'm going to bump over to Valen here. XIVM, if you're still in chat, I'll give you a little time to answer. Let us know what class we are taking next. If we're continuing as a barbarian to get that feat, or if we're jumping over to something else to kind of change up the flavor a little bit. And XIVM, while you think on that, Saft, be thinking on what you want to do with Nargith. All right, Barbarian it is. We are sticking with Barbarian. We're going to manage the HP. So go ahead and roll a d12 for me to see how many hit points your Barbarian is getting. Already up 3 from that con mod. Very sexy, Valen. Come on, 12. Come on, 12. An 8. Very respectable roll here. Remind me how to do math. Oh, too many. All right. We're now sitting at a pretty nice 44 hit points. Now, we're on to Weapon Mastery here. We get to choose an additional weapon for a mastery. And, you know, I tend to be a pretty friendly DM. If you choose a weapon mastery you don't have a weapon for, I'll probably put that weapon somewhere in your vicinity. 232 HP at 4th level would be, it's fine. I'll find a way to bring you down. I'll focus it, especially on a barbarian, man. That would be crazy. So what do you think, XIVM? Got quite a few weapons to choose from here. Been mostly making use of the longsword since we want to be wielding that shield at the same time. We haven't been able to use the lance, but we do have that as well. Feel like, you know, potentially a ranged option just to have at the ready would not be a bad idea. Maybe a hand crossbow, possibly even a heavy crossbow. Although it does take a full action to don or doff a shield. Or I guess free action to drop, potentially. This is for Valen, correct. Hopefully I didn't say the wrong thing. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm talking about Nerethys. That's my bad. Valen has the Morning Star. Somewhere on here. Oh, I guess it's not on here because we already picked it. Yeah, so never mind. Maybe a ranged option wouldn't be so great. You have the Morning Star and the Javelin currently. Perhaps just a bigger weapon could be nice to have, just in case. I do tend to get Valen and Nargith mixed up. Our two tanky characters. Ooh, Fog Cloud and Ray of Frost for Yansfer would not be a bad idea. I see, yeah, Jason, or Andres. Yeah. Fog Cloud and Ray of Frost. I'll put those in tentatively. Remind me of Alphabet. Ray of Frost and Fog Cloud. I believe that's first level. Yep. So those are currently prepared, and that would see us done with our sorcerer, unless you change your mind. Looks like Russell Mooney agrees. And Saft is voting for Halberd, XIVM. Yeah, I see you put it in there too. I missed that. Halberd. Halberd it is. Yeah, so you can bet that a halberd may show up at some point in the future. I'm not going to make you go hunting for anything. Just keep an eye out. Now, XIVM, I'm going to go ahead and swap you off of character 2 to see who's going to make our ability score improvement or feat decisions for Valen. And that'll be Jason. So Jason, the feat master, I won't say it again, I promise. Let us know what feat Valen is taking or ability score improvement, and we'll go from there. Yeah, Andres, that's a good point. It could be a little redundant, but honestly, I kind of feel like darkness has its own advantages and disadvantages. With Fog Cloud, I find some use case oftentimes in being able to deploy that without, like, before I'm seen. Being able to flavor it as just a fog cloud. Your enemies might not know that trouble is afoot. You might even be able to conjure it in such a way that you are not necessarily blinded by it. It's definitely got its own use case compared to darkness. So I think it's both flavorful and not a bad idea. That is true. You can't see through the fog cloud, even though you can see through your own darkness, I believe. Shadow fog? Feat master. Sorry, I said I wouldn't say it again, but I sit corrected. Jason is making all the decisions on these feats. I mean, ironically enough, Faith Touch is always a decent option, even on a barbarian, although I guess, raging could throw some things off there. Definitely don't want any of the armored feats. Lucky is always just generally solid. Perhaps do Savage Attacker, I know is not a great one. Welcome in, Charlie Gardner. General Kenobi. The tough feat would not be bad, just given even more hit points on our beefy friend. Ooh, Sentinel would be good too. Definitely getting that extra attack every round as a barbarian would not be bad. Especially if you're, trying to draw people in, having them enter your range might be better than rushing in yourself. I don't know. Kind of a mixed bag there. Saft wants even more hit points here. I see it. Oh, yeah. XIVM is suggesting ability score improvement, maybe, for +1 strength, +1 con to get the boost on both of those stats. Slasher is also good here, deceptively so. I find it's actually kind of slept on a little bit. It's not one of my absolute favorites because I know those damage increasing feats tend to go a bad way. Oh yeah, Halberd with Polearm Master does also make sense. It would be such an interesting flavor for a barbarian that sort of bides their time, like a hunter in the wilds, like waiting for a beast to strike onto their or leap onto their spear. Polearm Master, always a great choice. Jason said, let's do that. Are we referring to the ability score improvement? I'm going to assume so, unless I hear otherwise. 'Cause that was the last thing that was said. It looked like you were responding to. So strength and constitution are being increased. And that sees us done for our barbarian. Now we move on to Nargith, the all-important paladin. Saft, what are we taking a level in here? Is it another paladin level? Or are we venturing away? The gods did not seem to answer our prayers. At least not the gods we expected. Jason, thank you for the confirmation. Sounds like we're done with 2 characters now. Moving swiftly into Jason. Another paladin level, please! All caps. We're passionate about it. All right, Saft, go ahead and roll a d10 for me to see how many hit points we're getting. Let's have a look-see. Oh, looks like we had done it wrong before. So I will add that to this for 27. Oh, I see. I see what's happening now. Hang on. Overriding hit points, fixed HP. I think I need to change that. That's so annoying. It doesn't let you change it here. Where do I change it at? Home. We do. Where's our hit points? I believe it's under here that I have to change it. Did I just miss it? Fixed HP. Well, I gave you 6. I don't know what the deal is. Okay, I'm going to do this for now. Because the fixed HP was 22 before, and then we went up a level, giving you 6, the average of 10. You rolled a 5, so -1 gets us to where we're supposed to be, and I'll fix it on the back end later, probably. With that, we're going to go ahead and now go ahead and do our ability score improvement or feat for Nargith. Let us know, Saft, what you would like to do. And then we'll get one more round of spells from someone else. Finish off our character here. Looks like we're going with a feat. Fate Touched or Warcaster. Warcaster could be useful, especially if you're trying to hang on to some concentration. Feel like with smites that could come in, I kind of feel like if you start leaning into more of the Bane and Bless stuff like you were doing before. I feel like this episode was a great inspiration for if I ever TPK a party when I DM. Russell, it's always embrace a TPK. Never shy away from it. Even if it does mean that the adventure ends, there are usually ways for you to work in other story elements. I remember, nearly having a TPK on our very first stream of the channel. I think we lost 2 characters out of 4. And it ended up being one of the most incredible plot points for the entire adventure. I've had TPKs before where I have had to recover. Sessions where characters were brought down and not heard from again. And in those cases, I have sometimes ended the adventure, sometimes had people re-roll characters, sometimes had people take over old NPCs that knew those characters, and other times even had them make new characters that were on a mission to revive the former party. There's always a cool way forward. Don't shy away from those TPKs. What half feats are available to Nargith? Andres wonders. Wait, let's see. 19, let's bump it to a 20. Slasher would be good. Mage Slayer would be nice. Saf says, I want Fate Touched or Warcaster and round out and max Charisma. That makes sense. Warcaster does feel pretty good. I see Rune Carver has entered the list. That's not a bad option. I would certainly allow it, even though it's in, or I guess Rune Shaper is in the expanded rules. Final say lies with you, Saft. I definitely see either of these options being good decisions. Yeah, I was very upset about that first TPK that happened, or near TPK that happened on the channel. I mean, we were all kind of brought to tears. We were already attached to those characters. Oh yeah, Rune Shaper doesn't have a half feat. I haven't looked at it in a little while, so I forgot. But all that to say, those TPKs can be quite magical sometimes. We actually almost had a TPK on a stream recently with the Thawing of the Frigid Past. Not to give too many spoilers there, but that near TPK actually allowed us to do some really cool things in another campaign. Again, I won't spoil too much if you guys haven't seen it, but there were some very emotional moments in an episode 1 due to that near TPK. Any giant half feats, Andres wonders. Saft looks like he's going with Warcaster. Okay. Warcaster it is, and we are rounding out the charisma to a nice even 20. Love to see it. So, Saft, I'm going to roll you out of your space here. And now someone else is going to select our spell. XIVM, let us know what spell our paladin is taking. We're only going to get one, but this could be a really important decision depending on what gets added to your kit. Oh my gosh, I see the ballistic smite from the gunslinger now. I promise I'm not sponsored. I honestly half forgot that would even show up in here. What do we think, XIVM? Definitely see a detect evil and good coming in handy. I believe that, yeah, it works on aberrations, and it seems like you've been fighting something of that ilk. Fiend or undead as well. Gunslinger has spells all over the other classes. Jason says smite or nothing else. I won't repeat the exact phrasing, but yes, I think we might have most of the smites available. You can prepare Divine Smite, but you already have it. I don't know why D&D Beyond still has this messed up, but don't take that. Protection from evil and good is what I was thinking of earlier. That's not a bad option to have. Kind of an unsung hero. I used it on my own paladin when we ran Into the Fae. Isn't there a smite we didn't get last time? No, I think we got all the smites that were available. The only smite we don't have here is Ballistic Smite, and that's the new one, which I'd allow. I'm fine with it. I think that'd be pretty cool. Oh, but it's for a ranged weapon, so you may not want to take that. Sorry, hadn't had time to look. There's also Ceremony, which could be really cool if you and Valen want to get married. Ira Wing is suggesting Cure Wounds. Nargith does have Wrathful Smite already. Chris Landry says Conjure Cover is interesting. I haven't had a chance to really look at it. To give you like half cover, full cover? Oh. Interesting. So 3/4 cover, pretty significant. And it talks about, so it's like a lower level stone wall spell. Let's go with ceremony, Andre says. But XIVM has made the decision with Cure Wounds. And after our last encounter, I think that's a pretty wise choice. So, as we now have completed our level ups with each of our characters, we will resume our next stream on Monday, this coming Monday at 7 p.m. Central Time. Make sure to join us then. Do keep in mind we are not going to be running our Wednesday stream this week, as I will be taking a little bit of time away to work on the homebrew pamphlets that I've run a little bit behind on. But the good news is that we will be right back at it next Wednesday, not this coming Wednesday, but next Wednesday, where we run The Wake of AO, episode 2. So in the meantime, check out episode 1 if you haven't already. Do a little bit of catch up for yourself. But until then, go out there and make some chaos. Bye!